Hi, David here, the CEO and founder of the Freedom Founders Mastermind community. For those of you who have been listening to me, reading me for the last several years, you know that I believe that even though the markets, the financial markets, may continue to go up still even a little bit longer than I certainly expected, that I believe that we are due for a major correction. Look, it's just simple math. You can't continue to add tremendous liquidity to the environment, printing fiat currency. You can't continue to do that, run deficit spending like we are at all-time highs, and then run interest rates, up faster than any time in history and not have something break eventually. It's bound to happen. We all have a narrative, and it's fine to have narratives, but you have to understand who's basing what on what basis. What's the experience level? What's the reality behind it? I am not a pessimist. I'm a realist. I think that too many people are basing what they believe the future will be on what's happened in the past. That all their prognostications are based on understanding of past models, what past models have done. Because of the math I just explained, those past models can't continue to work. There has to be something that gives and breaks. And I believe that we're going to see in future years, actually future decades, a lot more anemic growth, back to the stagflation that many of us knew even when I was younger in the 70s up until the early 80s when we had stagflation. We had a very anemic economy. The stock market was sideways for 15, 17 years. Inflation was running rampant. That meant people were losing their wealth. Inflation steals wealth from people. It hurts most people that are at the lower end of the sector, middle class and lower. It hurts them the most. But even those that are high income, it affects them as well. Understanding how to live a life and have freedom, which is what I'm all about, the basis of that begins with having enough fuel, that being the income or the replacement income, the cash flow that can drive your future living. As long as we can work and be active and make a good living, that's fine. But eventually, you don't want to have to rely on yourself solely to be dependent upon that work. Society set us up to think that we go to school, we get some training, we go to work, career, business, job, whatever, and we do that for 30, 35, 40 years. That number's getting pushed higher and higher, by the way, because of the cost of living, inflation, and the fact that the volatility of the markets are not giving the continuous runway that people expected in the past. With those days over, it's more and more prudent, more and more imperative that you design a future that gives you more controls. No, we can't control it all, but understanding how to make your money work for you is as important as learning how to make the money itself. You've done that. You continue to learn that. That's important. You don't have any capital to work with or invest if you don't do the work to gather the capital. But learning to make that capital work for you, not just advocating that to the financial markets like people have done in the past, you've got to take more control. I love tangible assets. Started learning about tangible assets back when I was in college, back in the late 70s. Turned that into buying real estate when I was in my first year in dental school. You know the rest of the story. I continued to add to it over the years. And that's what actually set me free when my daughter was sick in the hospital some 17 years ago. Let me escape the chair. Not that I wanted to get out forever. It just worked out that way. I didn't have to go back. I didn't go back. I actually love what I do today. Had a great career in dentistry. My goal is to help doctors and dentists and business owners just like you who are working really hard, have done well for your families. But now you're thinking, how do I exit this? How do I actually start to live my life? Because life's passing by. We don't get those years back again, just like I wasn't going to get those years back with my daughter if I didn't make a change when I did, when she was sick. I don't want to live my life with regrets. I don't want you to either. We have a nature about us that we are hard workers. We'll grind it out. And grind it out you have to for some time. But don't grind it out for your entire life. There's ways to get off the treadmill that you're on. You just haven't been given the path, the guidepost to do that. I've got answers. May not be exactly right for you, but if you want to have a conversation, that's the best way to get started and find out what we've done for hundreds and hundreds of other dentists by giving them the forthright, the communication between the spouses and the game plan to act upon to make this all come to fruition. It's your freedom. You've got to focus on it.